What's up, everybody? Welcome to Young Black and Everything, where we discuss Black intellectualism, Black culture, music, TVs, and life strategies for Black people everywhere. I say we because this is a platform for discussion, whether we're talking about movies, TV, books, talking about this crazy ass society we live in. We're here to talk about it all and build each other up in the process. But today we are here to talk about something that has hit us all in a major way, and that is Blackness in quarantine, and not only how to survive in quarantine, but how to thrive and come out of this thing as a people better and stronger than we were before. Let's get to it.
Bring about the freedom of these people by any means necessary.
First, let's talk about what we can do in quarantine to thrive. And this isn't something that you have to do just in self-isolation. This is something that you can do throughout the entire year. But I do feel like we should take advantage of this right now while we're forced into isolation. That tip is creating, enjoying, and maintaining your Black haven. So I live in a very white space, and one of the things that I've done to create and maintain a healthy sense of pride in my Blackness is to surround myself with Black imagery. I've got Malcolm, I've got my Pan-African flag, I got my Black Jesus, even my dog is Black. But in all seriousness, one of the few nice things about quarantine is that you can soak up the environment that you're in. So I realized that not all of us have a physical space where we can physically hang up imagery, but think about what kind of music you're listening to, what kind of books are you reading, what kind of clothes are you wearing. All of this is an opportunity to surround yourself with images that remind you who you are and where you come from. So I went to a PWI, and for those of you that don't know what that is, that's a primarily white institution in Southern California. And there was no pro-Black imagery anywhere on campus. There was a 30-foot white Jesus. Yes, I'm not kidding. But one of the things that I did was I had to create my Black space for myself. And I know that that's something that we all have to do because there's not very many places in this country that are made for us. So do yourself a favor and create a space somehow designed specifically for you that is unapologetically Black. And while we're talking about creating space, let's move on to the second tip and talk about being creative. Throughout our history, we have been an incredibly intuitive and creative people. From our innovative farming techniques that have been used worldwide, to our scientific contributions, to our music, to our fashion, and most enduringly, our ability to overcome obstacles that are thrown in our way, we have endured and been creative through it all. What's that project you've been working on? Now is the time to put the pen to the paper and get those creative juices flowing. Not only is this a good idea for your pocketbook, but this is a good idea for your soul. I think so many times as Black folks, we forget to take care of ourselves because for the vast majority of our history, the only thing we could take care of was our physical needs. But don't forget that you have spiritual and mental needs as well. This is a historic time. Journal. 20 or 30 years from now, when you're successful, maybe you'll want to look back on this time and say, this is when it happened for me. This was the moment. I'm a musician, and one of the things that I've had to do is learn to work from home. So I've had to learn to teach piano and voice over Skype, and just learning different skills like that have helped push me to this platform. Even if you're struggling financially like I am right now because you're considered an unessential worker, be creative and figure out how you're going to find money because you have skills that will help you to do that. And not only do you have those skills, but remember your ancestors that come before you who've endured even more than what we're enduring right now. Every time I'm in a crunch, I think of one of my best friends from high school when she got pregnant. And honestly, I looked at her life and I didn't know how she was going to make it through it, because she didn't really have anyone. She didn't have money. She didn't have a really good paying job. But she surprised me because she found a way. Every time she was in a crunch, she found a way to provide for her babies and for herself. And I know that you can do the same. That leads me to my last tip, and that is to own your ideas. And I'm not just talking about legally, even though I mean that too. If you own a business, please copyright your stuff. Don't want it to get stolen. But again, that's not what I'm talking about. Right here and right now, I am giving you the permission to stop being apologetic. Stop being apologetic for being talented. Stop being apologetic for being a genius, whatever kind of genius you are. Stop being apologetic for your talent. You deserve that shit. You work for that shit. Own it. Own your space. Own your swag. And once you've done that, that is the time you trademark. So many people are saying the economy is going to fly off the rails, but maybe that's our wake-up call. Maybe this is the time that we should wake up and start creating and spending in our own Black-owned businesses. Let's be ahead of the curve in the finances, y'all. In fact, if you have a Black-owned business, or if you know of a Black-owned business, please leave the name and the contact information in the comments below. Speaking of supporting Black-owned businesses, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to this channel for more Black-centered content. Until next time, stay young, stay Black, stay creative. See you later, fam.